employees like this we have.
Hmm. Yeah, brilliant. Well, I hope you're enjoying it.
Well, yeah, it's a competitive field right now. And, it's a struggling stage, but ups and downs are there always.
Yes, yes, especially in this world at the
Yeah,
moment. Hmm.
what what we do, or even if we don't benefit in some area, another area we get the experience, so it's not a loss anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to see the world
Yeah.
in that way, Abdul. Wonderful. And it looks like we've got a few more people with us, so
Yeah.
that's fantastic. So welcome, Justine. What a lovely name. I've not seen just the name Justine before. Welcome and welcome, Pauline. Thank you for joining.
Hi,
Uh, Hi, Pauline. Welcome.
I'm still in my pajamas.
I love it. It's the weekend, right?
It is.
Yes, yes. I thought I recognized your name from the webinars. Yeah, the alumni webinars. So thank you for being
Yes.
here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, pleasure, pleasure. So it looks like we have a small group today, so that's good. So it'll be nice and intimate. So so we might get started. So I know, Pauline, you're in now. Are you in the UAE or Qatar? I can't quite remember.
I'm in Doha, yeah, Qatar.
Doha. Yes, fantastic. And Justine, you can say or you can put in the chat box where you are right now. And also, if you want to put in the chat box or come off mute because we're such a small crew, what is it that you would like to take away from today? What have you come here for?
Well, I'll start maybe.
Thank you, Abdul.
I really like came to see, like I said, just to get to know an idea of coaching, and just to see if it's something is there for me, basically. And like I said, I would like to coach myself, so this is one area to for self improvement, basically.
Mm,
That's in short.
yeah, thank you, Abdul. And again, yes, these beautiful skills of coaching, when we learn them, we can coach ourselves through the opportunities and the challenges, the ups and downs, certainly that we've been experiencing this year. And so thank you. And Justine, you're in Qatar. Welcome. And so just curious, Justine and Pauline, what brings you here? Very briefly. Mhm.
Well, I uh, I I'm a physician and I work with doctors because I struggled a lot when I was a doctor, and I learned a lot of lessons along the way. And in actually just my other roles in education and as an appraiser, people actually said to me, you know what, you could probably help a lot more people um, with what you know and what you've learned, and the advice that you give. And I looked into coaching as a way as being able to fulfill that. Um, and so I'm still exploring it, but it's looking like a good venture.
Oh, fantastic, Pauline. Thank you. Welcome again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes, I'm hearing helping people. And I'm
Yeah.
it is a profession that really does attract people who want to help people. And Justine, nice to see your face.
Yep. Yeah, like I'm here because I would like to learn more about coaching and helping other people as well. So yeah, I think it would be beneficial for me and for other people too. That's why.
Yeah, thank you, Justine. Yes, it's an amazing profession where we get to support people, but at the same time we support ourselves, and just create this beautiful ripple effect. So now you might have heard what might have sounded like a baby crying. It's actually my cat. So he's just sitting here on my he's just sitting here on my lap right now. It's about his feed time. So I was thinking he's the loudest cat in the world, and I thought I won't wake him up to feed him. He'll be nice and silent, but he's woken up. So so we'll see how we go. So let's get started, and I will share my screen with you. See. Can you see that okay?
Yes.
Great. And I'm just trying to, there it is. Try and find the button that explodes the slide. And there we go. So, and again, welcome to this webinar about what is coaching and the 5 ways it can change your life and the lives of others. And you are in the right place if you've tried different roles, you've tried different professions, you've tried different ways of being and doing, but still not sure what you're meant to do. You're in the right place if you want to improve your life, or you know that there's something more meaningful and purposeful in life for you. That was certainly what I was experiencing for many, many years. I knew there was something more, but I didn't know what it was. You're in the right place if you want to be a great leader, both personally and professionally. So a leader of yourself. So Abdul, I'm hearing how you want to learn how to coach yourself, and this is one of the great ways you can step into leadership. And you're in the right place if you want to make decisions easily, because our decision making is based on our values. So our values are often those invisible driving forces that create our decision making. But often what we don't realize is that we're living the values according to other people. So potentially our parents, our culture, our community. And so we'll be lost. We'll be making decisions that perhaps take us on paths that we realize are not for us when we're making decisions based on other people's values. So learning about your own values enables you to make decisions easily based on your dreams and, again, your purpose and your vision. And again, you're in the right place if you want to experience great relationships and abundance in your life. So again, welcome. And I can see someone else has joined us, but I can't quite see the name for the additional person that's joined us. My apologies. Let me just stop sharing for a moment. So, that's Zhivka. Hopefully I've said your name correctly. Zhivka, welcome. So thank you for joining us. And if you'd like to type in the chat box where you're from and why you're here, or you're welcome to come off mute as well to share with us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me here. Yes, my name is Zhivka, and I'm originally from Bulgaria.
Fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
And what brings you here, Zhivka? I hope I said that right. Maybe not.
Yeah. It's perfect. Well, I've been doing a lot of reading and about self-development, and I've been doing a lot of therapy myself, and it's something that's very much is an interest of me, and always think maybe I should go into coaching, but I'm never sure what is the right course. I mean, there is so much on the market, and I never actually looked into it. So I decided to make my first step and to discover for myself what do you do and the structure of the program, and that's what brought me here. Yes.
Fantastic. And yes, you're right. There's a lot. There's a lot out there. So it's navigating what is out there, and we certainly recommend doing your research.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to find what fits for you. So again, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to pop back the slides. And so, and just some brief housekeeping, to pop yourself on mute if you're not speaking. It's pretty quiet, so it's just if there's background noise. To close open web browsers, downloading, etc. Please feel free to engage throughout. So write in the chat box. I'll certainly invite you to come off mute as we go through the process today. And there's no wrong or right shared here. That's one of our core beliefs. There's no judgment, there's no wrong or right, there is just learning. And we are recording the session for learning purposes. So about Empower World, for those of you who don't know us, so Marie and I, we started, so my name's Jeanine Bailey, and Marie Quigley is my business partner. We met in around 2010 when Urdu approached me to coach 45 executives, and I needed support. So I found Marie online, and she was living in Qatar, as I was at the time, and I had a number of coaches working for me. And Marie and I just really clicked. We knew that we had very similar values, similar approach, a shared passion for what we do. And so we decided that we wanted to work together. And so we had our own businesses, but we decided to create Empower World, which first off started training people to become coaches. That's how we started. And as a consequence of the work that we did, we just kept growing, and we just kept, as people kept doing our coach training, then they would come back to us because they were working in organizations, and so they wanted us to work within their organizations. So we work with the likes of Qatar Gas, HEC Paris, Qatar Foundation, many of the universities that sit under Qatar Foundation, Aramex, Vodafone, Siemens, and so many more, Qatari DR. So yes, there's many organizations that we've had the privilege of working with, whether it be to do training of their leaders within the organization, these powerful skills of coaching so that they're able to support their teams, whether it be running mentoring programs with these powerful skills of coaching, so listening, asking powerful questions, building trust and rapport, or we've been doing executive coaching, one-on-one programs. Sometimes we often run retreats for organizations, so team building, leadership development. We're also Extended DISC accredited, which is a psychometric profiling tool. So we support teams to understand the different personality languages and ways of learning and being within organizations, again, to support them with team building. We're both Daring Ways certified. That's Brené Brown's work, Professor Brené Brown. So I don't know if you've heard of her, but if you haven't, please go and Google her because her work is amazing, the research that she's done. We're also NLP practitioners. I've also done the master certification for NLP and so much more. We're coach mentors, we're coach supervisors, and we are both master certified coaches. So master certified coaches under the International Coach Federation, through which we are both accredited. What it means is it's the highest accreditation that you can get as a coach. You have to do 2,500 hours minimum to become a master certified coach, and you have to go through a very rigorous process to get this accreditation. So the ICF, what they do, what we both love about the ICF, what we appreciate about the ICF is that they have really strong ethics, core competencies, and they support coaches to continuously improve their skills. So you sort of can't rest on your laurels, so to speak. You have to continue to keep building your muscles, your coaching muscles, and that's what we appreciate about the ICF. So now there are not too many MCC coaches in the world in terms of the whole scheme of coaches out there. And this is something that Marie and I, again, we're very proud to be MCC coaches, but we also, when we train our coaches, we bring in what we appreciate is master certified coaching techniques or processes or ways of being. So, and really an MCC coach, a master certified coach, it's all about presence. And so that's what we support our people that do our training to really understand what are the key things that creates a master certified coach. So, and the feedback that we get back all the time from our coaches who train through us is when they go and coach other coaches from other schools, the feedback is that their coaching is above the lower accreditation levels. They're really incorporating mastery into their coaching, even when they're new coaches. So that's something we're both very proud of. So that's Empower. We started in 2012, and again, we provide approved programs, so under the ICF. So we have to go through a whole lot of rigorous assessment to be able to offer these type of programs. So maybe I'll just go back to, actually I'll take off the slides and just come back here. So coaching, the journey of coaching, I'll share a little bit about my journey, and that again might support you to understand what coaching is about as well. So if you had have known me back in the 90s, you would have seen a very sad woman, an incredibly sad woman. She didn't know what she wanted. She was alone. She'd split up with her partner, her husband, and was working in the finance industry, feeling like she was on a pedestal going round and around and around and not doing what she was supposed to do. So back then, back in the 90s, I worked in the finance industry. So I was living according to my dad's values of safety and security. Jeanine, go get a job in the finance industry. You'll be safe, you'll earn good money. So that's where you should go. And so I followed the good advice of my dad. And what I found was that, yes, I was getting paid well, but I really felt like something was missing. There was something missing in my heart. I knew I was supposed to be doing something more. I was supposed to be making a difference, but all I felt like I was doing was shifting money from one organization to another. And at this time, towards the end of the 90s, I also managed to take a really high profile job, earning good money, but I also attracted a boss who was a bully. So I was experiencing bullying from my boss. And so I was not in a good place. So I met a coach, more of a spiritual coach, I might say. And I realized that actually this boss, he was my gift. He was my gift because really he was saying to me, Jeanine, it's time to get out. It's time to follow what you know is your dream of making a difference, working with people, connecting with people, and actually being more in charge of your own life than being at the whim of my boss. So I decided to move to the UK. I knew I had to take massive action. My mother is English, so I'm in Australia right now and born in Australia. My mother is English, and I thought, I've got to go on that adventure. I've got to come out of my comfort zone and do something different and follow my heart. I don't know what it is, but I've just got to do it. So I made a decision decided to go to the UK. Now, literally about a week before I was about to get on that plane, and welcome, Samia. Thank you for joining. So I was literally about to get on the plane when I got a phone call from the trucking company that was moving all of my stuff from Sydney to Melbourne to go into storage. So everything that I felt like I'd earned hard money for, all my worldly possessions, was on this truck. And I got this phone call to say, Jeanine, everything on that truck has burnt in a truck fire. I was devastated. It was everything that I owned except for the suitcase that I had with me in Melbourne and my passport. I had lost all my sentimental things, my paintings, my photos, everything I owned, up in smoke. And a few days after that, I found out that the trucking company hadn't insured everything that I had on that truck. So I was in debt. I was in debt. I had nothing except my suitcase and my passport. And my friend rang me up, and he could hear the despair in my voice. And he said, "What's wrong?" And I told him, and he said, and he laughed. And I said to him, "How can you laugh?" And he said, "Jeanine, you can either laugh or you can cry." And I realized in that moment that actually I'd put myself into a pit. I'd really pitied myself, and I was in a terrible place. But I chose to come out of that pit. I thought, yes, I'm going to choose life. I'm going to choose that actually I can let go of all of that baggage of the past and move forward into a new life. And so that's what I did. I got on the plane to England with not very much, but I trusted that I was meant to go on this journey. I trusted that there was something for me that I had to find out. I had to come out of my old comfort zone and go on a journey and discover who I am. So if we fast forward actually to in 2006, I'd landed in Qatar with my husband, my now beautiful husband. And we again had together decided that we were in a comfort zone back in the UK. So I'd found a new job, a new career, which was in recruitment. But again, I felt like I'm going around and around and around. All I'm doing is moving people from one organization to another instead of money from one organization to another. I still felt there was something missing. Even though I was working closer with people, I still thought there's something, I'm still not making the difference I'm meant to be making, but I don't know what it is that I'm meant to do. So I knew that, going on an adventure, going into uncertainty was magical. So that's why my husband and I decided to move to Qatar. And it was there that a wonderful friend of mine rang me up and said, Jeanine, I'm doing this coach training. I'm studying to become a coach, but I need a guinea pig. I need someone to coach. Would you do that for me? And I said, yes, I'd love to, because I knew that I loved going on a personal development journey. I knew that that was something that was important to me. I really believe in growth and expanding the mind. And I said to her, look, I'm in a really good place, actually. I've moved to this new country. I'm excited about it. And I've got my new husband, and that's exciting too. But I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to join the the coaching program with my friend. And I absolutely trusted her. And as she started to coach me, all of a sudden, these things that were in my blind spots that I wasn't aware of, through her questioning, all of a sudden they were being revealed to me. And I could see very clearly that actually I didn't have my stuff together. There were actually a lot of challenges that I was experiencing in my life that actually I needed to work on. And that was fantastic, because I just wasn't aware of those blind spots, but all of a sudden they're out here, and I could actually make new choices. I could make new decisions again and learn how to again, look at how I can overcome those challenges. Now, it was through that coaching program with my friend that I discovered my values of connection, growth, creativity, adventure, abundance, making a difference is a big one, and freedom is another big one. So through understanding those values, it was then that I was able to go, yes, coaching is absolutely for me. Now, at the time, I was living in Qatar, but there was no coach training facilities in Qatar. There was nothing online. So I had to go back to Australia 3 times to become certified as a coach, to become credentialed. So it was a big, big investment. Not only was it an investment in the program, but I also had to fly back home 3 times to do this training. So it was a big investment, and it was so worth it. It absolutely changed my life. I've never looked back. I've never regretted anything about my decisions to do the coach training. And even though I had a little bit of a niggle of a doubt about it as to whether, because I was outlaying a lot of money, and I did have a question. What if I don't want to become a coach? And again, my friend Avril, who coached me, she said, Jeanine, even if you decide not to become a coach, you'll still go on an amazing professional development program. It will change your life. And that was it for me. I was sold. I was on that plane because, again, it was meeting my values of growth. And so through that process, I was able to dream big. And one of my dreams when I was back in Australia was to build a coaching school in Qatar. That's what came to me. And here we are. Through Marie, we've created Empower World. And of course, things have changed dramatically and now we're online. But it was something that I was passionate about. And we created a really successful business. And so much so that when my husband decided that he had had enough of working at Al Jazeera, the news channel in Doha, and that he wanted to do something completely different, which meant he had to leave Qatar to do what he wanted to follow up, I said to him, it's okay. We can do this because Empower World is doing well. And yes, you can find yourself, you can leave Qatar and find what it is that you want to do, just like I did. And so what happened was Richard moved to Australia. He's English, but he moved to Australia to look at house building, house renovations, etc., etc. And so what I decided to do was to keep coming back to Qatar whenever we run programs. And so that's what I've been doing for 5 or 6 years. I also was able to live my other dream, which was to live in the UK. So up until this year, I was able to live in Qatar for about 5 to 6 months and Australia and the UK the other months. So again, through doing this, following my heart, following my dreams, connecting to my values and doing what I knew was for me has enabled my world to open up and enabled me to follow my passion and dreams. So coaching can really change your world and rock your world. And it does open up so many possibilities in terms of leadership, in terms of coaching in organizations. So you don't have to be a coach, you don't have to become a professional coach. If you're looking to add these coaching skills to your leadership skills, there are many people out there who add the coaching skills to what they do. So we've got many psychologists and physical trainers, many people who do mindfulness, and teaching and so much more. Marketing, sales, using the skills of coaching because they essentially support people to find out what is their truth, what is it that they really want. The other wonderful thing about coaching is that often people will ask, am I a psychologist? And no, I'm not. But through coaching, you come to learn how human behavior works. you know, what, and ask the questions that people feel like, oh, you really get me, you really understand me. But it's through asking questions, powerful listening, that you can come across sounding like you are a psychologist, even though you're not. But it's really supporting people. So, because often people think, oh, I want to do psychology versus coaching. But as my mentor and trainer said to me, Jeanine, actually, I'm a psychologist, but these coaching skills that you learn, these are the things that really support people to make powerful choices. So I hope that helps in terms of understanding a little bit more about the power of coaching. And I'm just going to share my screen again. And so what you will take away from today by sticking with us is understanding what coaching is and isn't. You'll also experience coaching, so the 5 steps to creating new experiences, a successful way to build personal resilience and open up new doorways. And again, we'll share with you what are the 5 ways coaching can change your life. And what we'll do, if you stick with us to the end, we are giving away the coaching process that you'll experience. So you'll be able to, you'll have a fully typed out process so that you'll be able to use it anytime that you're experiencing a challenge or an opportunity. You'll also receive these slides and a questionnaire to identify what is important to you. So it's a questionnaire to support you to understand more about your own personal values. I shared earlier that I was living my parents' values of safety and security, and that led to working in an industry that I didn't connect to. So I was very unhappy in that industry because I was making choices based on particularly my father's values. So by becoming clear about your own values, what you can do is then make decisions really easily because you know more about yourself and what's really important to you. So that's our gift to you for being here. So what is coaching? Well, coaching is, actually, has anyone experienced coaching? Just before I go into what it is. Yes, so you've experienced it. Thanks, Pauline. And you've got a reactions button as well. So you're welcome to use that if you'd like, with just a thumbs up or a chat box, yes or no. So coaching, it's really unlocking someone's potential. And I mentioned earlier about those blind spots that we all have. We all have blind spots in our ways of thinking, in our habits, our ways of doing. And so coaching is about really asking powerful questions, thought-provoking questions, deep listening. So listening to what is being said or not said. So a lot of our communication is through what we don't say. So the experts say our communication is only made up of 7% words. So there's a lot of communication that we are sending out through our physiology, through our tone of voice. And so through coaching, you learn how to pick up those signs and what to get curious about. And so what it does through those ways of listening and asking questions, again, it brings around those blind spots in what we do to then be able to, with that conscious awareness, make a different choice, make new decisions and take different action or maybe non-action. So it is about taking 100% responsibility. So it's supporting people to really take care of themselves. And that's one of the most powerful things we can do. So you heard me share earlier with my story about when I lost all my possessions. I put myself in a hole of victimhood. I felt sorry for myself because I'd lost everything. I thought the world had ended. But what I did in that moment, through my friend laughing at me, was I took 100% responsibility and decided, actually, I'm going to take myself out of the hole. And I'm going to see this in a completely different way and an empowering way so that I'm not left behind in that hole. I can go on my journey feeling so much more empowered. It's also based on the premise, coaching is also based on the premise that we are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. So we really do, as coaches, we believe our clients do know their way forward. They intrinsically have an understanding of what they truly want for themselves. But what happens is when we grow up, we, again, coming back to those values, we are conditioned by our parents and our culture, and we create belief and our experiences, and we create beliefs about ourselves. So we get lost with all this layering of beliefs. And so the coach believes that the client, underneath all of those layers of conditioning, actually know who they really are. So again, coaching is about understanding, who are we really? You know, the person that we're coaching, or when we're coaching ourselves, who are we really? What did we really come into this world? How did we, what was our truth when we came into the world? And so it's discovering our authentic self. And that is the power and beauty of coaching. So it's not rescuing, it's not guiding, it's not doing the work for our client, it's not advising, it's not consulting, it's not counseling. So we don't tell our clients what to do. We always leave the choices with our clients. And when we do that, that is what's so liberating about coaching, because then we're not taking responsibility. We're supporting our clients to take 100% responsibility so they can make their own choices. And I don't know if you've experienced this. I know often when I'm told what to do, I have a little bit of an aversion to it. I don't like being told what to do. And that potentially is the way for many of our clients that we work with, that yes, the good advice may sound good, but it potentially doesn't suit the person that we're working with. So we all have different ways of experiencing the world. And so coaching is not about assuming that what we think is the right way forward. It's not about that. It's suspending that and supporting our clients to, again, uncover their own truth. And that's the beauty and power of coaching. And that's what differentiates it from mentoring, consulting, advising, counseling. And so again, when we leave coaching sessions, we will feel inspired and alive and energized because our clients are doing the work. And even when it's deep, deep work, again, we know and appreciate that we're supporting our clients to take off those layers that they're holding around themselves that are holding them back. So coaching, and it also can come in different shapes and forms or different industries. So you could look at coaching as an executive. You could be a HR leader, for example, in an organization, or a leader of an organization. And it's bringing in your skills of coaching to support and empower your team. It could be life coaching. It could be relationships. It could be children coaching. So there's many, many, many different niches. In fact, one of our recent coaches was in the book publishing industry. And so she really wants to support people who want to create their own books. And so it's a combination of coaching and mentoring. So there's so many different ways that you can use coaching in your life, or personal and professional. So everyone that goes through the coaching program that comes through Empower World certainly experiences their own personal development journey. So they are getting coached, and they are also, again, peeling off the layers and recognizing this is life-changing, and it can start with, well, it does start with self, and it can flow to the family, to the community, to whoever it is that you connect with and want to support. So this is coaching. And so much more. And I think the best thing to do is to have an experience. So let's have an experience of coaching, a brief experience. And what I'd love you to do, has everyone got a pen and paper? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Pauline. I'm trusting that you have. And you may have seen this Wheel of Life before. And it's just a very simple way to support people to understand where it is that they'd like to work. And so if you could draw on your piece of paper, if you have one, a circle, and then put it into pieces of pie like you can see on the screen here. And on the screen, you can see there is names of the pieces of pie, each piece of pie, but you can name it whatever is important to you. So any part in your life. So there could be something like spirituality, or maybe it's creativity, or maybe it is community, whatever is important to you in your life. Maybe there's a particular hobby. So if you could name each of your pieces of pie, and as you're doing that, I'll explain that in the middle, the score is 0, and on the outside circle, it is 10. And so what I'd love you to do is to look at each piece of pie and ask yourself, how satisfied am I in each of those pieces of pie? So out of 10, and just score each of those. Oh, we've got someone. Let's see if that worked. Hopefully that worked. So for each piece of pie, just give yourself a score in terms of how satisfied am I on each of those pieces of pie. And as you can see in this example, career is a 7 out of 10. So family is a 9 out of 10. So whatever the score is for you, and just let me know with a thumbs up when you've completed that. How are we going? Thank you, Pauline. And maybe if others are still going on that, Pauline, how does that, when you, I hope this is okay to ask you, when you look at that, yeah, thank you. When you look at that wheel, what comes to mind?
That things are better than I thought they are.
Excellent. That's a nice surprise, isn't it?
It is. It is actually.
Fantastic. And is it a bumpy wheel? If you drove on it down the road, would you be?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bumpy wheel. I like that description actually. Yeah, it's a bumpy wheel. There are a couple of 9s and there are a couple of 5s and 6s.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There's 110, which is growth, personal growth.
Excellent. Yeah, and that is bringing a clear smile to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So fantastic. And this is what we'll find, that we'll never be, we'll never have a 10 out of 10 for each of our sections of pie, and that's okay. That is okay. And so when we're working with someone, it's really supporting them to identify, what is it that you'd like to work on? that will, again, support your life to be even more incredible, alive, and fulfilled. So if you, so just like actually just checking in, has everyone completed their pies? And again, you can just do a thumbs up, and that will let me know if I can keep moving on. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Justine. And I'm going to assume everyone's on track. So what I'd love you to do now is to decide, so we're going to look at success. We're going to look at what success might be like in either one of these pieces of pie for yourself, or maybe you'd like to choose your whole life. So as you look at your pie, if you'd like to make a decision as to which piece that you'd like to work on in the next 10, 15 minutes, and you may decide it's your whole life. Yes, Sana, sorry, I just have seen your message. It is based on the satisfaction. So as you look at that piece of pie, so for example, career, on this example, the person who's done this have said, yeah, my career is 7 out of 10, which is, you know, it's pretty good, but there's a gap there. So I hope that helps, Sana. Done, fantastic. So, and again, I'm trusting that you've all decided which piece of pie you'd like to work on in the next, again, 15 minutes or so. And as I say, you can also choose your whole life if that's what you'd like to work on. So let's have a look at success for that piece in your life. And what I'd invite you to do is just put down your pens and just give yourself a moment to just take some nice, easy breaths in now. So just taking some nice breaths into your body and just allowing yourself to relax with every breath that you take in. Allowing yourself to give yourself this moment for you, just to slow everything down. And you can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever suits you. And as you take these breaths in, nice and easily, you can perhaps focus those breaths into your heart space. This is where the experts say our wisdom lies. So nice, easy breaths, and bring to mind this part of your life that you want to work on. Or maybe again, it's your whole life. And as you do that, allow yourself now to go out into the future when it is as you want it to be. When this piece of your life or your whole life is as you want it to be. So nice big breaths in. And as you go out into the future, when it is as you want it to be in this part of your life, just imagine now what it is that you want to see there. What will you be seeing? How will you see yourself? How will you be moving? What might you be wearing? What is your physiology in this place in the future when it is as you want it to be? And where are you? Who are you choosing to be with? Or maybe you're choosing to be on your own in nature or whatever it may be. And as you see all of that, again, just notice what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're creating and the impact that is having on the world. The impact that that might be having on your family or your community or the people that you might be serving. People that you don't even know yet. And as you see all of that, just notice what it is that you're hearing when it is as you want it to be in this part of your life, out in the future. What are you saying to yourself? How are you acknowledging who you're being? What are you saying to others? What do you say to others? And maybe there's something else that you're hearing in this place when it is out in the future. Maybe the acknowledgements that you're receiving from others. Again, it might be nature. It might be the sea. It might be the wind. And maybe it's your intuition that you're hearing. What is your intuition saying to you about your future, your desired future? And what's important about that for you? And as you see and hear all of that in this future place, in this part of your life that you want to focus on, with the next breath into your heart space, just notice what you're feeling. When it is as you want it to be, what are the emotions that you want to experience in this place? And just name your emotions that you want to experience, that you are experiencing in this place out in the future. And again, just notice the sensations in your body. And as you see and hear and feel all of this in this future place, in this piece of your life or your whole life, just turn that all up. Turn up the brightness, the colors, the volume, the sensations that you are experiencing. And again, if you want to, move your body into that physiology that you want to experience in that place in the future. You might find yourself feeling taller, maybe calmer, maybe more relaxed, or maybe something else, maybe ready to take action, whatever it is. And just notice in this future place, again, the ripple effect of that in your world for you, for the people that you serve, your family, your community, your friends. Again, just notice the ripple effect of all of those decisions and actions and ways of being out in this future is having. Notice the beautiful ripple effect, again, to people that you haven't met yet and across the waves, across the waters, across the world, and what that gives to Mother Earth. What that gives to this world. And maybe even notice going out into the future, the generations that are to follow you, by making those choices to live your best life in this part or your whole life. And what's the ultimate gift that gives you? Just go ahead now and name that ultimate gift that gives you to be in this place. And take a big deep breath in, just blocking in all of that awareness of that future success that you've programmed into your mind now. It's there now, and it's always available to you at any time. And just notice how that might be connected to your purpose and why you're here. Why you're here on this webinar, why you're here on this earth, whatever it may be. And another big breath in, locking in all of that awareness. And coming back into the room, slowly, easily, gently, back to the present moment. Coming back, coming back. Well done. Thank you for taking the time out to experience your future success in this part of your life or your whole life. And welcome. I'm not sure if I've got this right and if this is the right name. Maybe it's a brand name. I'm not sure. Hui. Welcome. Thank you for joining us in this process. And what we've been doing is just exploring success in a particular part of life that everyone has chosen. So I'd love to invite everybody in the chat box just to share maybe a word or a couple of words of what it was that you took away from that experience. What comes to mind? And it might be just a word. And it might be that ultimate gift that it gave you.
Calm.
Calm. Beautiful. Thank you, Pauline. I think that was you, Pauline.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. And hopefully we'll see some words coming through on the chat box. And so another question for you all. How much do you want that for yourself out of 10? 10 is what is absolutely, that's what I want to experience. How much did you want that for yourself, that future vision for yourself? Oh, thank you, Sana. Standing in the beach, seeing the sunrise, moments of relaxation. Well done. Thank you. So I'm just going to check in. Maybe a thumbs up. Who wants their future vision for themselves? 10 out of 10. Thank you, Pauline. So maybe just Pauline. So I'm not sure if people, so I can see Abdul. Abdul, what did you give yourself out of 10? Oh, you missed. Oh, okay. Thanks, Abdul. Sana, how much did you want that for yourself? Oh, that was a 10, I'm guessing, with the me response in the chat. 10, thank you.
I think sometimes there's a level of fear in admitting that you want this for yourself. And sometimes I think, although it is easy to visualize, you get sort of sideswiped with, you go from, oh, this would be amazing, to, oh, well, how am I going to do this? Well, where am I going to start? Or how am I going to get there? And really, what makes me so special? Why should I have this wonderful vision? So perhaps that's why sometimes it's just very difficult to actually go, yes, that's me. I want that. This is me. This is, you know, and then there's the fear of, well, if I do get there, how will I know when I get there? And once I'm there, suppose this is not really what I wanted. So I think when you say, yes, yes, I want this for myself, it's a little difficult to then move past that.
Mm. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that, Pauline, because that's exactly where coaching is powerful. And it really is supporting people to appreciate what it is that they truly want, and to also recognize what are the limiting beliefs, what's holding them back, what are the fears that holds them back from exploring this and making it happen. So that's exactly where a coach comes in, to support the clients to recognize, actually, I'm making up a whole lot of stuff that's preventing me from going for it. So and the thing is, often when we create a dream, a vision of what we want, often it does show up in a different way and form from what we've originally dreamt it to be, but it's still amazing. So even though we won't put out an original dream or goal, actually what does show up through a process is absolutely perfect. Imperfectly perfect, we like to say, because it potentially means scuffing of knees and perhaps some experimentation, but it's all done in a way that supports the client to recognize I'm on the right track. Even if I fall off my bike, let's say, I'll get back on it and perhaps take a different path. So I hope that makes sense. And in fact, thank you, Pauline. That leads me into the next question. Where are you now? Where are you now out of 10? What's the reality right now? How would you rank yourself?
I think it's a little bit, I think it's difficult to rank for me, simply because I think I've had some obstacles to overcome, and I am doing that. But the way I visualize it in my mind is it's going to be like an exponential change. Once I get going, it'll just get faster and faster and faster and faster. And I feel as if I'm getting to the point where that change is starting to come faster. So, it's the power of inertia. It's getting over that first, and I feel as if I'm starting to gear up now. So that's how I would rank it, not with a number, with a feeling.
Yeah, and trusting that feeling. So, and what I'm hearing is that there's that inertia that's building, and there's a dream. So the inertia is building towards that dream, and so there's a gap, some sort of gap. Yeah.
Yes.
And again, that's perfect, because to demonstrate the power of coaching is to support clients to fill that gap, to find the how, the steps, how do I get from this to here, and potentially it's about accountability, it's brainstorming, it's looking at what's possible, and it's also identifying those unconscious beliefs that hold us back. So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah. And it's beautiful to hear that inertia is building for you, Pauline, because often that's what is required for change, to build that inertia to continue to build that beautiful, or bridge the gap between reality and where we want to go. So thank you. And I'm going to, so we've looked at reality, So hopefully those that have looked at success of their goals or the part of the life that they wanted to work on have now started to appreciate, well, the reality right now, there is this gap between where I am right now and what I want. And so what I'd invite you to do here is to start to look at perhaps what is holding you back. And so just exploring what are the reasons, what are the stories that you tell yourself that hold you back from making this inertia even more so, or for some to just start building up the inertia. What do you tell yourself? What are the reasons that come to mind? So some of the reasons could be, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, people won't believe me, I won't be able to find the resources, I'm not good enough, I'm not able to speak publicly. You know, there's all sorts of potential reasons that are coming up that perhaps sound good in theory, but actually when you start to explore, you might start to realize, am I just making these things up? And as you listen to those reasons that are holding you back, just start to recognize, what is this costing me by not pursuing what it is that I truly want in this part of my life? So the costs can come in the form of relationships. What is this costing my relationships, holding back? What is this costing my energy? What is this costing my dreams? What is this costing my health by not pursuing what I really truly want? What is this costing my purpose, my legacy, my future? And as you might start to recognize what the costs are now, just imagine going out 10 years' time. If you still haven't made a change in that area of your life or your whole life that you know you want to make, what is that costing you? What is it costing happiness? And then ask yourself, how is this creating, or how is this holding you back from creating your vision for yourself and others? And notice what that feels like as you recognize what you're saying to yourself. Just notice the sensations in your body. Notice the emotions that are perhaps coming up. What are they telling you? So one of the things we do in coaching is really support our clients to understand, what is the body saying? What's the energy saying? What's intuition saying? What are the emotions saying? What's behind the emotions that you're experiencing? And that's, again, the skills that you learn in our training to really understand what's behind this, what's really underneath all of this. So as you start, and I'm trusting that you're exploring this for yourselves, the excuses, the things that are holding you back, And I'm curious if people want to let go of those things. Let go of the costs. There's a big sigh there, Pauline.
I forgot I'm not on mute.
And a nice shrug. What comes up with your sigh? What's behind that?
I guess it's when you say, do you want to let go of those things? And it's like, am I ever gonna have nothing to let go of? I've had a interesting, well, I think, well, people have told me it's an interesting life, and I've started believing them. And through the course of that, my personal growth meant I always had to let go of something, let go of something, let go of something. And it's like, well, something else to let go of. What do I need to let go of now? And it feels a little bit like a hamster wheel of letting go. There's always something to let go of.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And yes, expansion often requires a letting go of something. And in this case, it's letting go of potentially those excuses that are holding you back. So, but of course, you can choose to hold on to them. So the client is always at choice. They're always at choice as to what they want to hold on to and what they want to let go of. And that's, again, the beauty of coaching. It's really believing that the client knows what it is they want to let go of or keep. Because the client is also learning wonderful things, wonderful lessons that they can hold on to, again, to continue that expansion. So again, it's a choice. Do you, and this, when I say do you, Pauline, I mean everybody here. Do you want to continue to experience those things that are costing your energy, your health, your career, your love, your relationships, your energy, your purpose? So it's deciding. And ultimately, what it does mean is stepping outside of the comfort zone of the old way of being and doing, and moving into what we call the stretch zone. And that's called growth, and that's called expansion. When we decide to come out of the comfort zone of what we've done in the past, to put new things in place, to experience something different. And as we share in our coach training, that all the beautiful things that we want is outside of the comfort zone. All the beautiful new things, because of course there are beautiful, I'm going to put it in inverted commas, old things, which is things like connection to our family and friends. So what I'm talking about here is all of the things that we want that we haven't experienced yet, or perhaps want to experience again, they will be outside of the comfort zone. So, and here's some brainstorming. So Pauline, here you can decide, I want to keep my stuff, or alternatively, keep some of it and let go some of it, or let go of all of it. You're totally at choice. And so this is an opportunity to brainstorm right now. So what are some of the things that you could do differently that support you to move outside of the comfort zone, to move you towards a step closer, or to build the momentum even more towards what it is that you want? So I'll just give you a few minutes just to brainstorm for yourself. What's the wildest thing I could do? What's the bravest thing that I could do that moves me towards my 10? Yeah, thank you, Zashivka. So Zashivka, the chat, I hope it's okay to share, has shared, be daring, show yourself. Yeah, thank you. Dare to move outside of the comfort zone to live our best life. That's, again, where the magic is. So what are some of the things as you brainstorm for yourself that you'd like to do or could do easily, effortlessly, outside of the comfort zone that, again, moves you closer towards what you want? So what are the what's the easy options? What are the more difficult options? What are the most courageous options you could take? And just try them on. Yes, trusting people, trusting life.
Life, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And that was something that I learned for myself again through the experience of losing everything in the truck fire. I was in debt. And potentially I could have easily said, Jeanine, just go back into the finance industry, you get paid well, you can rebuild and pay off the debt. But no, I decided to move outside of the comfort zone and move to another country without a job to go to, and to go on an adventure with very little money. But I trusted. So I love that. I love that you brought that word in, Zashivka. I just trusted that I had to follow my heart. And here is where I am. Yes, thank you, Zashivka. It was very brave. Nice to see your face. Thank you for coming on board. Yeah, some people might have called it madness, but it definitely, again, I knew I had to do it. I had to follow my heart, and I'm so pleased that I did. Challenging, difficult, but also amazing, amazing. So inviting you to make a choice, and so out of all the brainstorming options you've looked at for yourself, to make a choice and try that particular choice on. So imagine trying that decision and going out into the future. Maybe it's a week's time, maybe it's a month's time. And just notice what happens when you take that choice and say yes to whatever option you've decided for yourself that leads you towards your compelling future. And maybe just notice in a month's time what would happen if you made those choices. How would that impact your life and impact others? And Sana, just reading your chat, if following your heart hurts or disturbs things around you. So I'm not sure if you've got a question there. And following your heart, I'm just going to guess what you might be saying or maybe asking. Should we go for it? Won't it be like being selfish? Haha. That's a great question, Sana. So if you think of people that you love, and if you think of potentially family members, I'm sure you can appreciate that there is a desire for them to follow their heart and what they're good at, what they love, what they're passionate about. that when they do that, they will find happiness, fulfillment, and success. So, and we often use the metaphor of putting on your own oxygen mask. So that metaphor, when we fly planes, we are asked to put on our own oxygen mask before we put on the oxygen mask of others. So it's a little bit, so it's like that. When we as people put on our own oxygen mask and look after ourselves first and foremost, we are in a great place to be able to serve and support others. We also become great role models. When people see that there's something incredibly attractive about people who actually are really authentic and live, again, in alignment with what they know is who they really are, and they're living true to themselves. So I hope that resonates, Sana. So when we are in really great shape, when our cup is full, then we're able to, again, be of much better service to those that we love. And that's what I've found in my experience. Certainly coaching or choosing to do, to take your power back, because that, again, is how coaching serves our clients. It supports people to take their power back instead of giving it away. And it can be seen as a very radical act. And it can disturb things around us. And you can make those changes gently, easily, or you can do them very radically and very quickly and powerfully. And it's about how you manage and communicate and work with others to be able to manage that process of change. So again, you're at choice as to how you do that. So Sana, I hope that helps you with what you've shared there. So again, coaching is that powerful way of putting on your oxygen mask, first and foremost, because then, again, you'll be in great, great shape to empower others. So thank you for your yes. It can be a difficult move. It can be a difficult move, and it can't be sometimes too. So it will all depend on the beliefs that you carry about yourself and others. And so it's, again, coaching is about supporting people to be able to navigate those, what might seem challenging decisions, but actually it can be much more simple if we choose it. And it's down to us. We are the creators of our own reality. We all are, not just coaches or people being coached. We are all creating our own reality with how we speak to ourselves, the choices we make. So again, I'm just going back to I don't know if you were here, Sana, when I shared that I lost everything in a truck fire. I lost everything I owned. And I put myself into a pit of self-pity, of devastation, because I'd worked so hard to fill that truck with all my worldly possessions, and I lost it like that in smoke. And I wasn't covered by insurance. I'd lost a good decade or so, maybe 15 years of life savings, and it was gone. And as I say, I lost all my sentimental possessions as well. But I made a decision very quickly, just like that, to come out of that pit of self-pity and to actually reframe the situation as a letting, here we go, Pauline, a letting go of the past. A letting go of the things that held me back. I could go off to the UK and start a whole new life. And that's what I did. And again, here I am. So it can be difficult if we make it so, but it can also be easy. So again, I hope that helps, Sana. Thank you for sharing. So the 5 ways coaching can change your life. It can absolutely give you freedom and control of your life. So as I mentioned, that freedom to come out of the pit of pity into, I'm just going to have an amazing journey. It's also enabled me, as I say, to be able to, when we're not in COVID, live in Australia, where my mother is, and my husband, Qatar, to do the training with my clients, and the UK, where my husband's family is. So, and you can create, again, whatever business it is that you want to create. Or if you're not a coach full-time, you can be a leader who coaches. And again, you'll have so much, you'll realize that there is just so many possibilities, endless possibilities. And I've written here, endless opportunities to move forward positively in both the good and challenging times and expand your life. So again, COVID has thrown a big spanner in the works, a huge spanner in the works for many people, people who've lost their jobs, people who have been unable to go into work, people whose jobs are perhaps the hours are being cut, etc., etc., move countries, all sorts of things. And so in Power World, of course, Marie and I were both delivering face-to-face programs, and we were able to pivot very quickly to create online programs. So the challenging times, always, we recognize there's always a silver lining in the not so great times. And so again, that's what coaching is about. It's asking questions to identify what's the silver lining underneath this challenge? What's it here to teach us? How is it supporting us to move to our purpose and our values? It supports us to create stronger connected relationships with the people you love and who are important to you. And of course, that means teams as well. It's all about building trust and rapport with the people that we work with and that we love. It's the ability to manage your mindset and emotions powerfully and positively. So coaching is about working with our mindset. What are the beliefs that we hold about ourselves? What are the beliefs we hold about the world out there? And again, support us to recognize that every belief is made up, and every belief can be changed. It's also recognizing that emotions, they serve a purpose. They let us know whether we're on track or off track with our lives. So we support our clients that we work with to understand their emotions like a compass. It lets us know, what do we want to do differently? And so again, if you learn the skills of coaching, you'll be able to support yourself when these emotions come up, but you'll also be supporting others that you work with. What do these emotions mean? And make decisions easily and effortlessly. So coaching is about, again, supporting people to understand their purpose and their values. And we make decisions on the basis of our values all the time. And so if you're lost, if you're not sure what you're meant to be doing, if you keep going down the same old path as I did with my finance industry experience, going round and round, and recruitment experience, going round and round and round, it potentially means that you're living values according to other people's values, like I was with my parents, and not your own. And so much more. So much more. Coaching can provide so much more, so many more benefits in your personal and professional lives. So it is an amazing, amazing skill set that we believe everyone should learn. Everyone should learn these skills of coaching. It should be from early school age up, and I'm sure it will get there, and I'm already hearing it, but we're still at the very beginning of this industry. It's only about 20 to 30 years old, so there's still so much opportunities for new coaches to make a difference in the world. So I want to move into Empower World's program, coach training program. So is that okay if I share that with you? Yeah, thank you. So please feel free to stay on if you'd like to understand a little bit more about our coach training program. So if you would like to join us, which we hope you will, because we're passionate about what we do, and we know that the experience is an amazing experience. That's the feedback that we get all the time from our participants. We teach you effective communication techniques, so building rapport, powerful questioning, active listening, understanding body language, and delivering empowering feedback. So this delivering empowering feedback is such an essential skill, particularly in the workplace. There's many organizations who fail over and over to support their employees how to deliver feedback in a really powerful way. So often feedback is delivered very bluntly and not very elegantly, or it is overlooked, or it is made to sound better than it is, and it's not serving the person that is the receiver of the feedback to grow and expand. So it's a very important skill, and again, you will learn that on the coach training. As part of our training, you learn specific coaching models to structure empowering coaching conversations and work with emotions, limiting beliefs, conflict, and opportunities that arise. So it's learning the skills to work with both challenges and opportunities. You also learn the attributes of a successful coach and a coaching conversation, how human behavior works, how the mind works, and the impact on communication and behavior. So both Marie and I are certified conversational intelligence coaches. So that's the neuroscience behind conversations. So we bring that into our coach training as well. So you learn about the science of how our mind works. So it's not just this fluffy woo-woo stuff, it's also really learning the science behind coaching and how to make decisions much more easily, and so much more. What you'll take away is specific coaching process scripts, the awareness of how to coach at a masterful level. As I said, both Marie and I are MCC coaches, so master certified coaches. And so we aim to provide that level of training so that people walk away with the skills of mastery to be able to really enable their clients to experience wonderful change. You'll also take away connection to like-minded and committed, resourceful, supportive community. So the community is very active and very supportive of one another. The opportunity to support and empower others, an understanding of what you want and the ability to make decisions easily, improved leadership skill set and employability, so that more and more coaches, more and more professionals are adding coaching skills to their skill set. And I'm seeing that in Qatar and also in Australia and the UK. So it really enhances someone's ability as coaching is really taking off in the corporate space. The freedom to live your life on your own terms, life-changing personal development, which will elevate your life, and again, so much more. So our upcoming program is on January the 15th, and you can see the dates here. There'll be online real training between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Doha time. I think most people here are in Qatar time. You'll also be supported by video modules and Q&A sessions. So the video modules will always be available to you. The Q&A sessions are held throughout the year by our wonderful mentors, and so you can join them as long as you like. And we also will follow up the coaching with support in the form of coaching supervision. The requirements for certification are completion of minimum 60 hours, coach-specific training. Empower World offers 94 hours. You also must complete 100 hours of coaching, and a minimum of those hours need to be 75 paid hours, although it might be 70 with COVID kicking in. And 70 hours paid coaching could be reciprocal coaching, so you could be coaching other coaches and getting coached, or you might know someone who wants to build your website So you provide them with coaching and they provide you with a website. So, or it could be through just the pure exchange of money. You also are required to do a minimum of 10 hours working with an ICF accredited mentor coach and a completion of a multiple choice exam with the ICF. And that multiple choice exam is an open book. So you, and of course, through the coach training and through the mentoring, it's all about supporting you to understand the core competencies of coaching so that you are set up for success with the exam. You're also required to send in a coaching session, a recorded coaching session to the ICF so that they will listen to the recording to make sure that you're coaching according to the core competencies. So the ICF has 8 core competencies of coaching. And so that's what you will learn throughout this training program with Empower World. And if you choose to, you can also join the mentoring program, which we also run online, which is a minimum of 10 hours, but it will be at least 11 hours through Empower World. And here's what others have had to say. You may, so if you'd like to see more testimonials, there are a number of video and written testimonials on our website. So please feel free to go on our website and you can check those out. And oh, I've lost the page. I had a page here that showed, I might be on the wrong screen. Let me just check if I've got the right. No, just this one. So I had a screen here with our lovely participants who have done our training. And so we wanted to just show a demonstration of some of the coaches that are really making a difference out there. Rachel Patero is an Indigenous Maori woman who is supporting Indigenous women and men all around the world. So she's making a huge impact in the work that she's doing and is also an author, a best-selling author, and certainly in New Zealand. And Dee Hutchinson she's supporting people to create digital businesses. So those people are entrepreneurs, but she also uses her coaching skills to support them to create their digital businesses. Karen Porter is an award-winning coach, a gold award-winning coach through the Stevie Awards. Michelle Ascott, the same. She's also been awarded by the Stevie Awards of Coaching, their global awards. She's also an author, and her focus is on mindfulness, children coaching. So again, just wanted to give you a flavor of these different types of coaches that have come through our program. Tracy Livingston, she's created a global business. She supports entrepreneurs, CEOs, and but she's also got a very spiritual element to her coaching program. May Britt Surtee, she's also she's in Dubai, is also creating a wonderful global business. Again, very spiritual based, very mindfulness practice based. Ashu Carroll is one of the coaches that we worked with Aramex. So she came on our coach training with Aramex. So she's a credentialed coach. So she's still in Aramex, but she's also taken a volunteer role with the International Coach Federation. So she's very, very ensconced with the International Coach Federation. So there's just a flavor of some of the coaches. And of course, there are many, many more. Oh, here's the page. So we've also got here Elizabeth Wood, who has set up a coaching program in Doha. So you might have heard of her. And we've got Mahmoud Abu Zaid. I'm not sure if I said that correctly, but again, he's creating a wonderful difference in Egypt, and certainly has a strong presence over there. So yes, we've got a number of authors, a number of TEDx speakers that have done our program, a number of coaches that have created global programs, and many that have gone into leadership roles that potentially haven't become a full-time coach, but they use the skills of coaching in what they do, and they're making a difference. So here's the investment details. And so at the top here, we've got our normal investment rates. So the investment rate for the coach training is $20,000, and that's before our super early bird pricing that I'll share with you in a moment. So our normal rate is $20,000 plus there's a joining fee. Now I mentioned the coach mentoring. So the coach mentoring is separate from the coach training. So it's 10 hours of coach mentoring online. So it's normally $12,000 with a 2.5 joining fee, and you can see the combined. However, if you join, and actually, sorry, that there's an error there, that should be joined by the 22nd of December. If you join by the 22nd of December, then these are the discounted rates. So for the coach training only, it's 14,000 Qatari riyals. For the mentoring, so that's a saving of 6,000 Qatari riyals. For the coach mentoring, it is 8,000 with a saving of 4,000. And for the combined program, it's 20,000, and that's a saving of 12,000 Qatari riyals. But if you sign up for both the combined programs, coaching and mentoring, you also get these super early bird bonuses. So bonus 1, it's up to the value of, actually, sorry, that's an error, that should be 8,000. It's a business mentoring program. So this program is, it's 8 hours online, and it's all about supporting the people that join, how to set up their business, how to set up their coaching business for success. So you get all of the insights and knowledge from Marie and myself, not only through our own personal experience, but also what we've learned from others. So we bring that to you. There's also bonus 2, which is worth 2,500 Qatari riyals. It's a module from our advanced coach training called the Diamond Training. And the module is called How to Win Clients. So this module, again, it's 8 hours online. And this module is about how to have a coaching conversation, or how to have a conversation with a potential new client. So how to set that up and support them to join you. And the final bonus is a complimentary pass to retake the training, to come and join us again. So that's also an offer that's worth 20,000. So those 3 bonuses are available to you if you join by the 22nd of December. And if you would like to join us, please send an email to support@Empower World. And if you've got any questions, and I'm happy to take a couple of questions before we finish up. And if you have any further questions, to support@Empower World. And if you'd like to take that super early bird bonuses, those 3 bonuses plus the significant savings, let our support person know that I attended the webinar and I'm in. So they're the keywords to send to Arslan, our support manager. So you can also reach out to me. I'm very happy to speak with you as well, or Marie. So, and our emails are Jeanine, which is, let me just change my name here. Can I do that? Rename? Yes, I can. So, in fact, I'll write my email here. So feel free to email me at Jeanine@empower-world.com. And again, very happy to jump on a call with you direct with any questions that you may have. And yes, so let's open it up to see if there's any questions. I think there were, let me go back to the chat. Thank you, Abdul. He's left. And Sana, yes, you can. I'm assuming that you're talking about payments. And if you're looking at payments, yes, we can absolutely do that. So what I recommend is that you, great. Yes, you can absolutely do that. If you email Arslan, or I can let Arslan know that that's what you're potentially looking at, then he can connect with you. That's support@empower-world.com to work out a way forward. So I'm happy to do that for you and let him know that that's something you're looking at. So Zajivka, how long as months, weeks does it take on average to complete? So you could potentially do it in 6 months. So there have been 1 or 2 coaches that have done it in 6 months. And I would say the average is probably about 18 months. And I would say if you're really keen to do it, you know, a year, and you're working full time, for example, perhaps a year, you know, you're really focused, you want to do it, you want to make it happen, then perhaps a year might be a good thing to aim for. But certainly there have been some people that are so focused that they've done it in a much shorter time. So I hope that helps. And there have been people that have taken much longer as well. Sometimes, you know, sometimes years it's taken them, and still they do it. So anything else? Thank you. Thank you. So it would be great just to maybe there's a word that you'd like to put in the chat box in terms of what you've taken away. I know that I've shared about the Empower World program very quickly, but again, we can catch up directly on another call. Sana, when you say how is the courses going to be, what exactly do you mean? And if you'd like to come off mute, you're very welcome. The days and timings. So let me just go see if I can go back. Let me just bring up that information for you. Oops, there we go. So we've got January of the 2 courses. Yeah, so the mentoring program, what we haven't set the mentoring program dates as yet, but what we typically do is we set it for about a month after the coach training, a month to 6 weeks, depending on whether there's Ramadan or hope that helps. I'm sorry, I'm just reading your text. We have many courses in the combined. So I'm just checking, do you mean of the coach? No, it's not overlapping, because basically the mentoring it's about putting into practice what you've learned in the coach training. So the mentoring is about support. So in the coach training, you're learning the skills, the core skills, and the 8 core competencies of coaching. And there's a lot to take in. And part of the training is practicing the coaching as well. And so the mentoring is when you've started to build up some hours of coaching, so that when you come into the mentoring, you've got that experience, and we're really supporting you to embed those core competencies of coaching. So it's far more beneficial and useful to do the mentoring after the coach training and after you've put more practice into your coaching. One of the things that we do in the coach training is we set you up in triads. So in those triads, we ask you to be the coach, the client, and the observer. So it's a great way to learn the skills of coaching, to practice those skills. And you are required to do 18 hours as part of the certificate requirements with Empower World. So 6 hours as a coach, 6 hours as an observer, 6 hours as a client. So yes, it won't be overlapping. So I hope that answers your question, Sana. So I'm trusting that that is helping. So, oh, great. So again, if you have a word that you'd like to put in the chat box about what you're taking away about coaching, that will also give me some feedback as well, that there's perhaps, hopefully, an understanding of what coaching is and isn't. And again, I trust that you are taking something away for yourself about the part of your life that you focused on, the part of your life that is important to you, or your whole life. And yeah, thanks. Thank you, Pauline. You had to take a call. Thank you. So I'm trusting that you're all taking away a commitment to yourself that you will want to put into place to support you to move towards your beautiful future. So again, you can come off mute. You can chat, put something in the chat box to close up. And of course, we'll be in touch with those things that we said we'd share with you. So Zhivka.
Mm.
And again, nice to see your face.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been following your work for a long time, and now I have a better understanding of what you do and what you offer. And considering what you said last, that we have to be fully focused. Yeah, it's something that I would like to do. Like, the coaching program. It sounds very interesting. And one thing I would take from today's session is that the best experience in life is when we come out of our comfort zone. And I thought that was very, very beautiful. So
yeah,
thank
you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing. And Zhivka, I hope we see you at the coach training. I can hear from your words and what you've shared on the chat box as well, that this is something that potentially does connect with what's important to you. But again, we can catch up and have a conversation if that's something that you'd like to do. But it is a really powerful program, and it does change people's lives. So we also offer a money back guarantee as well. So, if you walked away and thought, oh no, that wasn't bad, we do offer that. Yeah. We're.
Do you help your? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you help your trainees build up practice, at least at the beginning, or how does it work? Because I'm just wondering.
Yes, we do to a degree. So we create, and thank you, Sana, for your message as well. So what we do is support a network, and so we're online all the time. So there are questions that are posted online all the time. So people are very willing and ready to support one another, which includes also Marie and I. So we've got a private Facebook page. So there's always support around you. We also have the advanced training program, which also provides the support that coaches are looking for. And those early bird bonuses that we offer are about doing that. So that online business mentoring program is absolutely supporting you to Again, look
Build
at how
up.
you, build your practice and how to win clients as well. So they're both those programs are designed to build your practice and again have those powerful conversations to support people to come on the journey with you.
Yes. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So I trust that everyone's got what they need. And again, if you'd like to come off mute or type something in the chat box, please feel free to do so. But otherwise, I will finish up, and I really thank you, the three of you, for being on the call. Yes, absolutely, Sana. I'm just seeing your chat. Yes, there are opportunities to meet in person and share experiences. So this year we've had 3 cohorts that have gone through the training online, and they have met up face to face because there's such a beautiful connection that's built with the people that are on. Each cohort's different, and there's always this wonderful connections that are made. And we often hear many people say, you know, I thought I was alone in Doha. I didn't think there were many people like me, but actually there are people like me that are here. And so the cohorts connect, and then we have networking functions as well. So at the moment they're online, but again, it's a great place to meet people and to share and connect and support. So yes, it's a great place to make wonderful mates. Thank you, Zajivka. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your sharing as well. You're welcome, Sana. And I really want to thank you for your questions and sharing. And also Pauline, thank you so much for coming off mute from time to time. Oh, thank you, Sana. Hopefully we'll get to see you another time. It sounds like this is something that's interesting for you. So we'd really love to see you on board. And I can hear all those beautiful, curious questions. So thank you. So everyone, again, thanks for your time. Thank you for being here. And we do hope to see you on the training, if it's possible. And if it's not this time, hopefully another time. But the world really does need coaches right now. It's calling out for people to make a difference, to make a change, to build resilience and make this a better place. So hopefully see you soon. And you will hear from me with an email very shortly with those gifts that I promised earlier in the session. So thank you, everybody. Wishing you all the best. And lovely to see you again, Pauline. Thank you for being here.